To do the other two, we have to add on some additional code here, and there's no way to do that in the block form. So what you're going to need to do is hit the show text form, which will switch you to JavaScript. You should see there's a lot of similarity to what your block-based code looks like. Here's our first name input ID. It also has all these parentheses and brackets. Well, we need to add an additional set of information like we see here. To do that, we need to leave this section that's in parentheses intact. So after the second parenthesis, we're going to put in a comma and a space. What we want to do now is we want to create another type of input. So the input that we have next should be our last name input. So what we're going to do is type in last underscore name underscore input. And we're going to put in a colon, which means that we're looking for information. And just like before in the Alex example, we're going to put 2 apostrophes. What that is saying is there's some information we want to put in there. Right now it's blank. Now to make more sense of this, click back on Show Blocks, and you can see that a new purple segment has been created, last name input. And now it's looking for information in here. Once again, rather than us typing something manually, we want to get that information. So we'll go over here and pick Get Text ID from our user interface, and we'll paste it in there. And then on the drop down, we'll select where we're collecting that from, and that's from our last name input block that we created over here. And of course, to complete this, we need one more of this block so that we can collect our email address. So we'll click Show Text again. And this time what we need to do is the same as before. Outside of the 2 parentheses, we'll place a comma and a space. We're going to name this particular information email underscore input. We'll put in a colon, and then we'll put 2 apostrophes. And if we click Show Block, there's our email input section. Once again, let's put in a Get Text ID block and snap it in there. And let's choose where we want it to collect the data from, email input. Okay, now we've completed creating the function that will create a record for user info table that will include the first name, last name, and email. To test it, we can go over here and click on Run. And what we're going to do is type in practice information, and then we're going to hit Submit. Now, did it work? Yes, but we didn't actually see anything. The way that you can test that it worked is to click on your Data button and go to your table, User Info, and you can see that the first record has been created with my information, John Smith, and the email.